Hi, this is Kunal from Loop 91. Welcome back to ServiceNow Flow Designer series. This is video number 5, Custom Actions. Before we dive in, a super quick recap. In the last 4 videos, we have covered anatomy of a flow, trigger run options, if-else for each loop, subflows, and how to read execution logs. If we have not watched those yet, go back, start from video 1. Everything we build today assumes that foundation. Custom actions. Now this is where things get genuinely powerful. When you are building flows, you will hit a moment when none of the out of the box actions do exactly what you need. Maybe you need to combine a few fields into a specific format. Maybe you need to run a calculation. Maybe you need a piece of logic that you are going to use in 5 different flows. That's the moment you create a custom action. Here's the key thing to understand. A custom action is basically a reusable building block you create yourself. Once you build it, it shows up in the action picker just like any other out-of-box action. Any flow in your instance can use it, build it once and use it everywhere. Think about what that means in practice. Now imagine if you have this format for short description of incidents. It starts with the incident number and then you put in opened on this particular date. So you can, for example, if you have 3 or 4 flows that are incidents, do you copy this logic everywhere? Or you create a custom action and then use that custom action in all of the flows. There are 3 things that make custom action worth learning early. First, reusability. Logic lives in one place. If the format needs to change, you update the action once and every flow picks up the change automatically. Readability. When another developer opens your flow and sees an action called format incident reference, they know exactly what it does without having to read a script. Your flow stay clean and easy to maintain. Testability. You can test a custom action in isolation, independently of any flow. Fix the action and every flow that it uses is fixed too. Now let's look at the anatomy of a custom action because it is slightly different what we saw in the video 1. A custom action has 3 parts. Inputs. These are the values that you pass in when you call an action from a flow. Think of filling a form. Action steps. This is where the logic lives. It could either be a declarative configuration or even a script. And outputs, these are the values that action hands back to the flow as data pills. The input process output pattern is what makes it usable. The action does not care which flow is calling it. It just takes what you give it, does its job, and hands back the result. Alright, let's build one now. We are going to create a custom action called format incident reference. It will take an incident number as an input, format into a clean readable string, and return it as output pill we can use anywhere in a flow. Look at your screen. This is the output that we are trying to aim at. So what we'll do is we will quickly jump to Flow Designer and create a new action. We are not clicking on new flow, new action. Format incident reference. So first thing first, we will create inputs for this action. And first one is incident number. We will keep it string and we'll make this mandatory. Another input, we will call it opened date. Again string and again mandatory. Now that we have decided what our input would be, we will quickly jump to creating a action step. So this is when you click on it, it will ask for what you want to do. So we will select a custom JavaScript step. Now we need to bring those inputs into this step. So again, incident number, and we will choose the number that we got from the flow. Again, opened date, right? Let's keep the same name. Now that we have done it, we will quickly save this and understand what we have done up till now. We have created two inputs for this flow, incident number and an open date. Then we created a new script step, and we have created another set of inputs, but that input is basically only for this step, the step number 1, script step. Now we need to write the logic, right? So we will quickly say output string equals inputs dot incident number plus inputs dot opened date, and we need to add some around it. So it is ref colon opened colon, right? So let's go back here, ref colon plus a pipe opened and the date, right? So this is our input string that we are looking at. Now we need to pass, similarly to way we created input for this step, we will create outputs, and we will say formatted string, and it is string. That's it. And we will come back to our script, and we will set outputs dot output string equals to output string. That's it. Now we have set up the logic behind our custom action, and we'll go to the output step of the action to set that up. So we will create, that will be formatted string. That's it. We will exit edit mode, and now we need to define or assign what value does this action return. So if we click here, script step and the formatted string, that is done. We will save it, and then we test it. Remember when I said one of the best thing about custom action is that you can try it out without touching your actual data. So if I were to do this and 11 May 2026 and run test, it will give us exactly what happened. If there's any error, it will show you, okay, this is your error, right? So this is output, formatted string is empty somehow. So we did make some mistake. So we'll quickly jump back to our action and see what is it that we might have done wrong. So I don't see any error. That means there probably isn't any error. The only difference is we use the wrong output variable name. So we will copy this here, paste it here, and then test again. INC 001 open date 26 April 2022. Let's do that. Run test. Again open output, and now we see it. But now we see reference as incident number is undefined, which is not correct, right? So we did provide the incident number here, and incident number, again spelling mistake. Right, so it seems to be working perfectly now. So what we will do is we will publish this, so that once we publish, only then these actions are available in flows. I published it, and now we will quickly jump to a flow. We'll create a flow on incident and try to use this there. So let's create a new flow now. We'll create new flow, format incident, short description, build flow, trigger, created, incident. That's it, done. Action, format, incident reference. We will provide the incident record number, and the open date again. Open date, done. And we will quickly test it to see how it reacts. Run test. Done. And output is this. That the formatting of the string is a bit different because we are passing the whole string. We could have decided to modify this, but we will keep it as such. Now, since we know this, what we will do is we will now use this information to update the incident. So let's find update record, and we'll drag this record because this is the one that we need to update, and short description would be the pill that we got from our step 1. Done. Right. So for this, we will take an example. For example, this is incident 9009. The short description is unable to access the share folder, but we don't want to see that. We want to see reference INC 9009 and the open date. So let's copy the number and test it. Run test. Open the context, and it says that the short description should look like this. Let's go here, and yes, it is working. So that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something, and as always, if you like our videos, subscribe, and if you really like it and if you're being generous, share it with us. Thank you for watching.